Howdy Cowboys Nation. Join Lone Star Legends TV for all things Dallas Cowboys. In a move signaling a trend towards a familiar roster composition, the Washington Commanders have taken another step towards emulating the Dallas Cowboys by signing cornerback Noah Igbinoghene. ESPN's John Keim broke the news, highlighting the Commanders' ongoing transformation under the helm of their new head coach, Dan Quinn. Igbinoghene, a 24-year-old talent, spent the previous season with the Cowboys under Quinn's leadership. Quinn, who transitioned from the defensive coordinator position in Dallas to head coach in Washington, seems to be cherry-picking players from his former team to bolster the Commanders' roster. Drafted in the first round of the 2020 NFL Draft at number 30 overall, Igbinoghene has primarily showcased his skills on special teams in recent outings, though his defensive capabilities remain noteworthy. Notably, he marked the start of the Cowboys' 2023 campaign by returning a blocked field goal for a touchdown, covering an impressive 58 yards in Week 1 against the New York Giants. This acquisition adds to the Commanders' growing list of former Cowboys players. Earlier this month, the team inked a deal with ex-Cowboys defensive end Dorrance Armstrong, further solidifying the trend of Cowboys East in Washington. Moreover, they secured the services of a notable former Dallas Pro Bowler, underlining Quinn's strategy of bringing in experienced talents from his previous coaching stint. The Washington Commanders' strategic recruitment from the Dallas Cowboys indicates a deliberate effort to replicate the success and playing style of their NFC East rivals. By integrating familiar faces like Noah Igbinoghene and Dorrance Armstrong, Coach Dan Quinn is building a team with a strong foundation and a shared understanding of his coaching philosophy. The Commanders' approach of bringing in players familiar with Coach Quinn's strategies could lead to better team chemistry and quicker adaptation to his coaching methods. Igbinoghene's versatility and past successes, particularly in special teams, could inject additional energy and depth into the Commanders' roster. While relying on former Cowboys players may provide immediate benefits in terms of familiarity and skill set, it could also foster a culture reminiscent of another team rather than establishing a unique identity for the Commanders. Additionally, there's always a risk of over-reliance on past affiliations, potentially hindering the team's ability to explore new talent and strategies. The Commanders' fans have mixed feelings about the team's approach to roster building. Some appreciate the familiarity and proven track record that players like Igbinoghene and Armstrong bring, believing it will expedite the team's development and competitiveness. However, others express concerns about the team becoming too reliant on former Cowboys players, urging the front office to strike a balance between familiarity and forging their own path. In the ever-competitive landscape of NFL free agency, the Dallas Cowboys have remained steadfast in their conservative spending habits, a trend that continues to define their approach in 2024. Since the infamous Brandon Carr contract debacle in 2012, where the team splurged but reaped mixed results, the Cowboys have chosen to navigate the free agency market cautiously. This year's free agency period has unfolded predictably for the Cowboys, with the team opting for a measured approach, allowing the initial frenzy to settle before pursuing bargain deals. Among their strategic acquisitions is linebacker Eric Kendricks, whose signing has now been officially confirmed. Despite initial speculations, Kendricks' contract doesn't boast extravagant figures, aligning perfectly with the Cowboys' philosophy of prudent spending. Kendricks, though not commanding a hefty price tag, brings considerable value to the Cowboys' roster. Despite his age, the linebacker maintains a commendable level of performance, positioning himself as a viable starter in the NFL. Furthermore, his intimate familiarity with Mike Zimmer's defensive system adds an extra layer of appeal, potentially streamlining the integration process within the Cowboys' defensive unit. The Dallas Cowboys' acquisition of Eric Kendricks serves as a prime example of their signature strategy in free agency, prioritizing cost-effective deals while aiming for optimal on-field productivity. By placing a premium on financial prudence and strategic value, the Cowboys aim to bolster their roster without overextending their resources. The Cowboys' frugal approach to free agency underscores their commitment to long-term financial sustainability. By steering clear of exorbitant contracts, they mitigate the risk of salary cap constraints, thereby ensuring flexibility in future roster decisions. Moreover, targeted acquisitions like Eric Kendricks showcase the team's dedication to securing quality talent at reasonable prices, enhancing their competitiveness without jeopardizing fiscal stability. While financial prudence is laudable, some critics argue that the Cowboys' reluctance to pursue marquee free agents may hinder their ability to address pressing roster needs effectively. In a league where bold moves often yield immediate impact, the team's conservative stance could potentially leave them trailing behind more aggressive competitors. Furthermore, the heavy reliance on bargain deals may limit the caliber of talent available to bolster key positions, raising concerns about the team's overall depth and competitiveness. The Dallas Cowboys' free agency strategy has elicited a diverse range of reactions from fans. While some commend the team's disciplined approach, citing past instances where lavish spending led to disappointment, others express frustration with what they perceive as a lack of ambition. Supporters of the conservative strategy argue that it prioritizes long-term success over short-term gains, fostering stability within the organization. Conversely, critics fear that the team's cautious approach may impede their ability to compete at the highest level, urging for bolder moves to maintain relevance in the NFL landscape. As the debate rages on, one thing remains clear: the Cowboys' free agency strategy will continue to be a subject of intense scrutiny and discussion among fans and analysts alike, shaping the narrative of the team's off-season endeavors.